We talked yesterday and we shared some stories of how Team Beachbody has impacted some of your lives and how it's changing your world. And so for a few moments before we go on to our next speaker this morning, we want to hear a few more of those stories. And so would you please help me welcome out to the stage qualifying star diamond from Lincoln, Nebraska, Kristin Hain, and from Springfield, Illinois, two-star diamond, Mr. Chad Grau. Kristin and Chad, come on out. All right. All right. Anybody from Springfield out there? Let's move up here a little bit. Springfield, Illinois. Anybody know where that is? Anyone from Lincoln, Nebraska? Okay. I knew there was someone here from Lincoln, Nebraska. So, well, okay. Let's go with the ladies first, okay? Beauty before the brawn. Yeah, before the brawn. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kristin Hain. Kristin's been in the business for about 2.5 years with Team Beachbody. This young woman is an entrepreneur. She owned a cafe of her own for about 10 years. She has her own landscaping business. Here's something that I thought that was the most remarkable, not the most remarkable thing about Kristin, but pretty darn impressive. She can back up a 45-foot truck and trailer, parallel park that. Okay, but she says she can't back out of her in-laws' curved driveway. So I think that's I don't know what that says. Stay out of the way. But anyway, Team Beachbody's had an impact on your life, fair to say?
Definitely.
So I'm just going to let you kind of tell your story, and I might jump in, but go ahead and tell us how it's changed your life.
Great. Well, I have a couple of different ways that it's changed my life. First of all, Shakeology. From an internal health standpoint, a number of years ago, I was on a number of rounds of antibiotics for sinus infections and just minor things. Ended up with a c.difficile infection and also colitis. Went into the hospital, came out with a bunch of medication that they said I needed to take indefinitely. I didn't really like that, and then as soon as Shakeology came out, I decided I was going to try that because I had heard of all of the digestive enzymes and things that are good for your internal health. After that, went off all of my medications within 2 months, and just never had another flare-up since. It's really helped me internally. And I thought you were going to say something.
I'm not going to say anything. That look said, don't say anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Another thing that I wanted to share is about my why. And when I was a new coach, my why was simply to make enough that I could just pay for the products I was using. And it wasn't until about 6 or 9 months later, after I had a chance to meet a lot of you and see on a financial end what this could provide. Now, with my history being a business owner, I've never had a 401k. I don't have a lot of retirement or savings held up. And about 8.5 years ago, I lost my father to alcoholism. It was very traumatic, and he left me with a mother who has a lot of mental health problems and was unable to care for herself. So I had to make a decision to step in legally for her and oversee all of her finances and put her in a home and just see that she was taken care of. Not long after that, I did the same thing for my grandmother, who was just elderly and starting to show some decline. Had to put her in a nursing home, and now I'm also her guardian conservator also. So with that, with both my mother and with my grandmother, I've had a firsthand view on how much it costs to grow old and have some health issues. And as a business owner, I know I'm never going to be able to do that if I continue on just as I am. So for me, Beachbody has given me an outlook for hope for my future, financially, not only just with health and fitness, but from a financial aspect that I never would have had before.
You also, that's a great story. You also shared a little bit just about, family. You shared some of the struggles with me a little bit earlier, and I thought this was really kind of cool about who these people have become in your life. Do you want to just share a little bit about that? Remember? Go ahead.
Definitely. With losing my father and my mother, not in a very good state, I've lost, my main part of my family. And Beachbody, the people that I've met within this company in Lincoln, Nebraska, and you guys are my family, and I mean that from such a deep level. You're my friends. I've met so many people here that I don't know what I would do without you all today. So it's impacted my life from so many different angles.
All right. Thanks, Kristin. Good job. Appreciate that. All right, Chad. Okay, Chad is from Springfield, Illinois. He's married. He has 2 children. Both he and his wife, Katie, are pharmacists. I asked him if you had like one thing on your dream board, you know, that you could share. What would that be? And Chad he aims high. His goal was, if I could be on the main stage at Summit sometime, I want to do a chest bump with Carl Deichler. And so. Shoulder bump. So I don't know if that'll happen. I don't know if Carl's here, but maybe we can make that happen next year.
I've got to earn it.
Got to earn it. I like that. So Team Beachbody, how's it impacted your life, Chad?
Well, like so many people, my journey started with P90X, and I had a meaningful transformation, not one of the amazing 50, 60, 180-pound weight losses, but it got me over the hump with my fitness, introduced me to some great eating habits that I can share with other people that can have set me up for success in the long term with my health and fitness. But what I really got ingrained into my mind is that when we focus on our fitness and nutrition, we have such a greater capacity to help ourselves, our families, the community, and that's something that with Team Beachbody we have a huge opportunity. And you mentioned I'm a pharmacist, specifically a long-term care or geriatric pharmacist, and like Kristin said, it's, you know, I go in and see what is waiting for people if they don't change their ways. And Sean Chi was in our private team event on Thursday, and he said he's going to get real. Well, we all need to get real with some people too, because this is what is coming with these obesity-related chronic conditions.
Now, you said, Chad, that you're both pharmacists, that your wife is going to continue on in her profession as a pharmacist, and you're going to do something else. What is that and why?
It's going to be a productive contributing member to this team right here. Because there's far too many lives that we can change, keeping people healthy, that hopefully we can prevent from taking fistfuls of medication that are costly, that do cost $500 per year, you know, more like Carl talked about. It's a meaningful thing, and I get a lot of joy out of it. I mean, I have so much fun with this group, with building a team locally, and you know, it doesn't hurt rather, that just the culture, when you're around the culture, not only with the fellow other Team Beachbody coaches, but with yourself, with Michael Neiman, with Carl, and I mean, the other night, I mean, the one pressing question I had for Carl when I met him and shook his hand, took his picture was, you know, dude, where do you get your shoes? So, you know, that's just, it's a fun group. That was the one. Okay. That was the one, so.
Good. Well, here's the thing that I love from I think the stories we heard the other day and just today is that there's this common theme of this sense of family, number one, of the Beachbody family, and how deep the relationships go. And I think those are of huge value. And then there's this feeling of, you know, we want to touch other people's lives, and our lives are being touched. So thank you so much, Chad, for sharing. Kristin, thank you for sharing. Good job.
Thank you.
Take care. Whoops, sorry.